Hello, and welcome to another tutorial from ViewZen Labs on the accounts creation. Today, we'll explore user management. Our user management or accounts provides and controls access to ViewZen resources and applications. User management verifies the identity of a user, provides access to different applications with a single sign-on, and determines the level of access a user has to the different resources and data. Users with the owner role can manage their organization, invite administrators to manage their organization, invite other users to join their organization in various capacities, deactivate users and manage their access controls, create policies such as user password policies. They can grant or revoke a user's access to applications, resources, and data depending upon the specific need. Users can manage their own account, create user groups to share and collaborate, join multiple organizations, and move seamlessly between organizations. Administrators can also invite other users in all roles other than an owner or administrator role. In this and subsequent tutorials, you will get an overview of the following: how to create a user account, how to create an organization account, what is tenancy in the context of our platform, what does being an account owner mean? What applications do you have access to as an account owner? How can you take a free trial of the applications? How do you subscribe to an application? What are user roles? What is the function of each role? How to invite users to your organization? What are user groups? How to create a user group and add users to a user group? How can you create custom roles? What are permissions? How to set and control user permissions? How to set and control permissions at user group level? How to create a user account? To every user who wants to try out our application, we offer a free account. All you need to do is to go to https://accounts.viewzenlabs.com and click on the register or free trial button. This will take you to the registration page. You can sign up using either your mobile number or email. Email is the recommended option. You need to provide only the following 3 bits of information to complete the registration: email or mobile number, full name, username. This is the preferred username which you can use to sign in into the system. The system will check the availability of the username. Once you have provided the above information, you can select the checkbox to give your agreement to abide by our terms and conditions. We encourage you to read through our terms and conditions and our privacy policy. Once the above are done, click on the Send Verification link button to initiate the registration. Once done, you will receive an email or an SMS with instructions to verify your email address or mobile number. The Verify email or SMS link will direct the user to a web page where the password can be set and other minimum details can be entered. Once completed, your account will get automatically activated. You can sign in with your newly created credentials and explore our various applications and their features. Please keep a note of all our emails as they provide useful links to get started, our tutorials, our community, the security features, tips to keep your account safe, and the way to reach us. Register now and dive into our products and services. How to create an organization account. What is tenancy in the context of our platform? ViewZen applications can be hosted on-premise or on private cloud environments. We also offer our applications as SaaS, software as a service. Any hosted single instance of the application can serve multiple customers, organizations, departments, or groups. Each such customer, organization, department, or a group is commonly referred to as tenant. Although tenants share the same application, they operate independent of each other. Each tenant in ViewZen is isolated. This means that data and configuration of each tenant is separate and are inaccessible to other tenants, segregated at data level. Each tenant's data is stored separately, which provides protection from unauthorized access. Secure. Robust authentication and access control features ensure confidentiality and integrity of each tenant's data. To create your organization, sign in using your registered credentials. Click on your profile on the top right corner of the page. Select the option Settings. This will open up the setting page. Navigate to the second option, My Organization, on the left side of the screen. You will be able to see your current organization and your organization information. You can enter or edit the following organization-related information. Logo. Here you upload your organization's logo. Name. Here you can enter the name of your organization. Username, phone number, and email. This information is the same as what you provided at the time of signing up. Currently, we do not allow you to update this information. Language. Currently, only English is supported. In future, you will be able to use other languages as well. Time zone. Currently, we provide only a few limited options. In future, we will provide the ability to switch to multiple time zones. Location, your location. Date format, default format in which dates will be displayed for you. Currently, both DDYYYY and DDYYYY formats are supported. Currency, currently only INR is supported. In future, we may allow a user to set a base currency and view the currency data in multiple other currencies. We may also provide a feature to get/update daily exchange rate between currencies for conversion purposes. What does being an account owner mean? The account owner is the individual or entity with primary responsibility, control, and authority over an account. The account owner is legally and financially liable for the actions taken through the account. The account owner is responsible for maintaining the privacy and security of the account. The account owner has the highest level of rights and privileges when compared to other users of the organization and has the authority to request for termination or closure of the account if needed. As an account owner, you can add users to your account. The new users can be assigned the role of an administrator, creator, or viewer. To familiarize yourself with the roles, kindly refer to our tutorial on What are user roles? What is the function of each role? Lock a user. Locking a user account means that the user can no longer access the organization. Add a user to a user group. To know more about user groups in ViewZen, kindly refer to our tutorial on What are user groups? How to create a user group and add users to a user group. View the active sessions of any user in your organization. Control a user's access to applications. Click on Allow to give access to an application. This will change the permission of the application for the particular user to Allowed. Click on Allowed to remove the user's access to the application. Define context-based permissions for a user. A context-based permission allows you to control a user's access to data. To know more about context-based permissions in ViewZen, kindly refer to our tutorial on how to set and control user permissions, create user groups, and add users to groups. Control a user group's access to applications. Click on Allow to give access to an application. This will change the permission of the application for the particular user group to Allowed. Click on Allowed to remove the user group's access to the application. Define context-based permissions for a user group. A context-based permission allows you to control a user group's access to data. To know more about context-based permissions in ViewZen, kindly refer to our tutorial on how to set and control permissions at user group level. What applications do you have access to as an account owner? As an account owner, without any subscription, you can access all the applications that are available on free trial. If you have subscribed, you will have access to applications that you are entitled to under your subscription. You can access the following 3 applications. ViewZen Analytics is a set of tools that let you design and publish your dashboards and portals for compelling storytelling on your data. AppVerse, a multi-platform app that can be used to automate and deploy complex business processes quickly. Provide a/ML platform that offers seamless data integration, quality assessment, automated data wrangling, and model building options for predictive analytics. How can you take a free trial of the applications? To take a free trial of our applications, sign up for a free account. Once you have created an account, sign in with your credentials. Once you are logged in, you will enter the account's homepage. The account's homepage will list all our applications. Applications that are available for a free trial will carry the button Start Trial. Click on the Start Trial button to start the trial. Once the trial is started, the Start Trial button will be replaced with a timer badge which will indicate the number of days until when the trial is available. A free trial label at the top of the application indicates that it is indeed a free trial and no charges are applied. What are user roles? What is the function of each role? Owner, please refer to the earlier section. What does being an account owner mean? For a more detailed understanding of this role. Administrator. Administrator has all the rights of an owner except for two things. The administrator is not liable and has no legal binding. An administrator cannot create another administrator in the organization. Only owners can create administrators. Creator. The creator role allows the user to create any artifacts in the different applications. In the ViewZen Analytics application, he can create pipelines, datasets, dashboards, etc. While in AppVerse, he can design forms, and in Parvai, he can create sessions, configure data wrangling steps, and create models for predictive analytics. Viewer. Users in the viewer role can only view the dashboards in Analytics or collect data in AppVerse for the respective artifacts that are shared with them. They cannot create or modify any artifact in the different applications. How to invite users to your organization. To invite/add additional users, click on the Users option on the left-hand side menu. By default, the Users page will show a listing of all the users in your organization. You can navigate to the active, invited, or locked options on the top of the page to view users with the respective status. The following is displayed for a user listed on this page. Name of the user. Role of the user, whether administrator, creator, or viewer. Phone number. Email address. User groups of which the user is a member. Option to lock the user. The user is clickable. Clicking the user will display the profile and the personal information of the user. More about user accounts, security, and permissions will be covered in subsequent tutorials. To add a user, click on the Add User button on the top right corner of the user's page. This will open a right side panel to enter the details of the user. The following information about the user needs to be entered. Name. Invite by phone or email. Depending upon the invitation mode selected, either the email address or the phone number has to be provided. The user will receive the invitation to join your organization as an email or SMS depending upon the chosen invitation mode. Role: administrator, creator, or a viewer. Once you have entered the above information, click on the Invite User button. Upon click, an email or an SMS gets triggered to the user with the steps to join the organization. Email or SMS depends upon the chosen invitation mode. A user who is already registered with the provided email or phone number can simply join the organization, whereas a user who is new to ViewZen will be first required to sign up in order to join the organization. The sign-up process will facilitate the creation of user credentials for the user. What are user groups? How to create a user group and add users to a user group. User groups help the account owner or administrator to organize users with common characteristics and, most importantly, permissions and access to data resources. All users in a user group will have the same set of permissions and can access the same data resources. If conflicting permissions are given to a user and user group S, to which the user is added to, user-level permissions will take precedence. To create user groups, click on the User Groups option on the left-hand side menu. By default, the User Groups page will show a listing of all the user groups in your organization. The following is displayed for a user group listed on this page. Name of the user group. Description: the user who has created this user group. Users added to this user group. The user group is clickable. Clicking the user group will display the user group details. More about user group permissions will be covered in subsequent tutorials. To add a user group, click on the Add User Group button on the top right corner of the User Groups page. This will open a right side panel to enter the details of the user group. The following information about the user group needs to be entered. Name. Short name. This is the short code by which the user group is uniquely identified. Description. Members can be added to the group by clicking once on the Add User button next to a user. Upon clicking, this will change to Added. Users can be removed from the group by clicking once on the Added button. Once you have entered the above information, click on the Add User Group button. If many users are created in the organization, this button may not be seen. Scroll down to see the button. Upon click, the user group will be created with the added users. A user group or its members can be modified at any time. Click on a created user group in the user group page. This will open another page that displays detailed information about the user group. To edit a user group, click on the Edit button next to User Group Details on the left side of the page. This will make the user group details editable. Make changes as required, and then click on the Save button on top. Click on the Cancel button, also on the top, if no changes are necessary. To edit members of a user group, click on the Edit button that is on the right side of the Members section. This will display all the members of the organization. Those that are added to this group will have a tick next to them. To remove a user from the user group, click once on the tick next to the respective user and then click on the Save button on the top right corner of the Members section. To add a user to the user group, click on the plus sign next to the user and then click on the Save button on the top right corner of the Members section. To undo or cancel the changes, click on the Cancel button on the top right corner of the Members section. What are permissions? To understand permissions, we should understand a bit more about resources. All artifacts in the different applications like Analytics, Appverse, and Parvi are generically called as resources. Resources include the following: connectors, pipelines, dashboard, dataset, user groups, forms, form data, and dashboard. In addition to the above, expressions, thesaurus context mapping, and formulae are derived resources from datasets. Thesaurus context hierarchy are derived resources from users/dashboards. Permissions are of the following types: create, allow or deny the ability to create a resource. Modify, allow or deny the ability to modify a resource. Get, allow or deny access to a resource. Delete, allow or deny the ability to delete a resource. Owners, administrators, and other roles that are configured to have the controlling rights can allow or deny access to these resources by providing the appropriate permissions. Owners have complete access over all resources and have all permissions across all the artifacts created by all the users, including administrators, in the owner's tenancy. Owners alone can create, modify, or delete administrator roles. Administrators cannot create, modify, or delete another peer administrator. Otherwise, he has complete access similar to the owner. The predefined creator role can create all types of resources except users. They can create new user groups and add other existing users to the group. However, they cannot create a new user, nor can they modify or delete an existing user. They cannot modify or delete any user group. They can create all other resources. However, they can only modify or delete the ones that they had created themselves or the ones that have been shared to them. The predefined viewer role can only view the dashboards in Analytics and collect, modify, delete their own data for the forms allotted to them in Appverse. Users can also share the resource artifacts created by them to other users, and depending on the role of the users they share to, those users can view/edit these resources. Other than administrator and owner, no one else has access to delete resources created by others. How to set and control user permissions. In this tutorial, we will learn about setting and controlling user-level permissions. To set or edit user-level information, click on the Users option on the left-hand side menu. By default, the Users page will show a listing of all the users in your organization. To set or edit permissions for a user, click on a user. The user account page will open up. On this page, you can view the user profile, personal and account information. You can also edit the role of the user and lock the user. You can additionally add the user to any of the available user groups. User groups to which the user is already added are displayed in light blue color with a tick. To set or edit user-level permissions, click on the Permissions option on the left side menu bar. 2 levels of permissions can be set for the user on this page. Application permissions. Context-based permissions. Applications that the respective user has access to are listed below. Application permissions. To change the application permissions, click on the Edit button next to Application permissions. This will show all the applications that the user can be granted access to. Applications that the user already has access to are labeled as allowed. To revoke access from these applications, click on the Allowed button once. Once access is revoked, it will change to Allow. Applications to which the user currently does not have access to are labeled as +Allow. To grant access to any of these applications, click on the Allow button once. Once access is granted, Allowed will be displayed for the respective application. Context-level permissions can be used to control a user's access to data. To add context-level permissions, click on the Add Permissions button next to Context-based permissions. The right-hand side window for the context-based permissions will get enabled. You can give the name to the permissions and the action, whether allowed or denied. Once these have been entered, click on the Edit button to add the rules for this permission. We can add multiple rules to a permission. Each rule will be evaluated. If the evaluation of all the rules is positive, the relevant action will be triggered. Each rule can have one or more conditions. If more than one condition is specified, we can also choose the evaluation criteria that, when satisfied, will return a positive outcome for the rule. Currently, 2 evaluation criteria are supported. A. Must satisfy all the rules. In this case, the rule will return a positive outcome when all the conditions are satisfied. B. At least one must satisfy. In this case, the rule will return a positive outcome when even one of the specified conditions is satisfied. Set different combinations of permission and see real-time how these permissions control access to the data at the user level. How to set and control permissions at user group level? In this tutorial, we will learn about setting and controlling user group level permissions. To set or edit user group level information, click on the User Groups option on the left-hand side menu. By default, the User Groups page will show a listing of all the user groups in your organization. To set or edit permissions for a user group, click on a user group. The User Details page will open up. On this page, you can view the user group details, members, features that the user has access to, and user group level permissions. Access to features such as dashboards, connectors, pipelines, and datasets depending upon the role of the user or the shared rights of the respective artifacts. You can edit the user group details such as name, short name, and description. You can add or remove members from the user group. Members who are added to the user group will have a tick next to their names. Members who are not added will have a plus next to their names. click on the plus button to add a member to the user group. To set or edit user group level permissions, click on the Permissions option on the right side of the Overview section. 2 levels of permissions can be set for the user group. Application permissions, context-based permissions. To know more about these permissions, kindly refer to our tutorial on permissions. Applications that the respective user group has access to are listed below Application permissions. To change the application permissions, click on the Edit button next to Application permissions. This will show all the applications that the user group can be granted access to. Applications that the user already has access to are labeled as Allowed. To revoke access from these applications, click on the Allowed button once. Once access is revoked, it will change to Allow. Applications to which the user group currently does not have access to are labeled as Plus Allow. To grant access to any of these applications, click on the Allow button once. Once access is granted, Allowed will be displayed for the respective application. Context-level permissions can be used to control a user group's access to data. To add context-level permissions, click on the Add Permissions button next to Context-based permissions. The right-hand side window for the context-based permissions will get enabled. You can give the name to the permissions and the action, whether allowed or denied. Once these have been entered, click on the Edit button to add the rules for this permission. We can add multiple rules to a permission. Each rule will be evaluated. If the evaluation of all the rules is positive, the relevant action will be triggered. Each rule can have one or more conditions. If more than one condition is specified, we can also choose the evaluation criteria that, when satisfied, will return a positive outcome for the rule. Currently, 2 evaluation criteria are supported. A. Must satisfy all the rules. In this case, the rule will return a positive outcome when all the conditions are satisfied. B. At least one must satisfy. In this case, the rule will return a positive outcome when even one of the specified conditions is satisfied. Set different combinations of permission and see real-time how these permissions control access to the data at the user group level.